do you agree that Black men who are not voting for Harris and who didn't vote for you, as the pastor sees it, are misogynist? As he said, misogyny is still real in our community.
I would say, number one, I know it's a shock to everyone, but sexism remains real and a very pertinent issue. But I want us to be really clear that Kamala Harris is doing very well with Black men. Black men are the second strongest cohort of Democratic voters. What we're seeing, though, is that she is showing them due respect by actually speaking to their issues. And those issues differ from other cohorts. I'm not quite certain why there is this panic about Black men voting. They vote. In fact, they vote more than their counterparts in any other community for Democrats. However, we do have to acknowledge that there is sexism, there is racism, there are challenges in our electorate, and that's why it's so important that Kamala Harris is going everywhere and talking to everyone. She respects voters, she meets them where they are, and she refuses to be told that she has lost a cohort, lost a community, simply because she's different. The best candidates recognize that you win by meeting people where they are, and Kamala Harris is doing that every single day, and will keep doing it for the next 14 days until we get to Election Day.
We just can't not support her because we don't like her. It has to be some other external factor to it. It just can't be because we, don't think that she's qualified. That just can't be it, huh? It's got to be because she's a woman. Wow, these people right here, man. I tell you what, I'm not even gonna focus too much on even trying to elaborate on that, you know what I mean? But can't wait till you guys see what I got for y'all today. Candace Owens ripped this liberal apart. I mean, went crazy. And then his meltdown literally happened, and y'all gotta see that. But before we dive into that, MSNBS, and CNN and all these other legacy media platforms are appalled at the responses they get in reference to Donald Trump and Kamala questions and whom they, how they feel. But y'all know Kamala's prancing around, shape-shifting to fit in any room, try to, how do I say, change herself enough to be able to seem like she's a part of that culture or said environment when it's not the case. But this Black woman or these Black people, it looked like they're in a barbershop. I don't know. Let's just say that they surprised MSNBS.
What are your feelings? And let me start with the women here about Kamala Harris.
She's a woman of color. I'm not putting her down because of that. And I'm not putting her down because she's a woman. I'm not a feminist, so I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, I don't think that she has the personality. I don't think that she has what it takes to go up against Putin and go up against these other presidents that are built for this. I don't want to be scared because my president is scared. I want my president to feel secure and manly and about it.
We brought up gender, right? Like, do you think it matters that she's a woman and people aren't comfortable having a woman in a top leadership role?
No, I don't think that, because most men, they love their mothers. They love their wives. So as a woman, most men, they respect the woman, but she just don't have the qualification or the education to really run America because she don't have the experience. She don't understand our struggles. And for me to believe you for another 4 years, you're crazy.
Right.
Like, you're crazy. You're saying the same thing that you said 4 years ago.
So the fact that she's the vice president,
that's
to
just
you
the
is
bottom line.
You're like, you've been here, you've had a chance.
Yes. Well, for me, the very first time I ever heard the name Kamala Harris, it was in association to locking up parents for a truancy. That was the first time I ever heard of her name. And I really didn't understand how this person claims to be a Black woman, but yet she's locking up Black women and Black men and separating families.
This is the thing that is, Trump talks about this a lot. He says, Kamala Harris became Black when it was convenient.
Right.
Yep.
Can you talk to me about, do you agree with him on that? Do you feel like she's wearing her Blackness?
Absolutely. When she sworn into the Senate, it was as the first Indian American.
Thank you.
Which is, it's fine. We don't care.
Yeah. We all know she's not Black. Let's understand that. We are all clear of that. But my point of view, and like I told you earlier, she's already been there. She's in office right now.
Shout out to these black queens over here, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my queens, but specifically in this video, my black queens over here, just taking up on our behalf. I figured, I can get some dudes talking and say yada yada. But I was like, you know what? No, I want to hear from the black queens. I feel like to combat the whole misogynistic sort of argument, it only felt right. I was like, you know what? Y'all say it's just because it's a woman. Nah, let me put some women on the screen to show you that it ain't got nothing to do with that. Not at all. Now, as I promised, Candace Owens, she went on a Piers Morgan show. And I mean, Candace Owens has been doing some real good work lately, okay? She's been tearing up Democrats left and right, exposing everything. Okay, I got a little text message. Cool. It says, I ain't even gonna say what they said, but Mark Lamont Hill looked like he wanted to cry. Now, you're gonna watch this clip. Oh my gosh. You're gonna watch this clip and, we're gonna see Candace Owens spit that real, and we're gonna see him just kind of, try to contain it in. And then I woke up, I seen that clip like 2 days ago. I woke up today and I seen this, I seen the response. Let's look at it, man.
I mean, Candace, this whole sort of premise, this sort of weird thing, which frankly is quite racist. There's no other way to look at it. That you should judge according to your skin color and feel a duty, a compulsion to do so, seems to me to be racist.
It is fundamentally racist, and it's something that I think Black people are right to be upset about. And then there's also this. You are correct to say that there's nothing about Kamala Harris or Barack Obama, for being frank, that is Black. I covered this on my show yesterday, went through Barack Obama's history. There is something that is very cartoonish about them working to Blackify a politician before they run for office. And what I mean by that is, like, Barry Soetoro, first 8 years of his life grew up in Indonesia. Okay. Then he was with his white mother and his Indonesian stepfather. He then went to Hawaii, which had a population of just 5,000 Black people. 86% of them were in the military, and attended a school that is $31,000 per year. And it was all white people. He was raised by his white grandparents, the Dunnans. He's never lied about this, by the way. He then went off to college and had a white dorm mate, dated a white woman. There's nothing about Barack Obama's history that gives him, in my viewpoint, like the stepping ground to be talking to the brothers about the Black American experience. If you've ever even been to Hawaii, it doesn't even feel like America. Genuinely, it feels like we took this country from an Asian country, took this state from an Asian country. And so when you realize that, and you see how right before they run, suddenly the story changes. They drop a book and they work to Blackify themselves. Obama didn't know his father, his Kenyan father, growing up. And now all of a sudden he wants to lean into this stereotype. To me, it feels like they're both wearing blackface. I can't sort through all of Kamala's various accents. There's so many of them. She's in front of a Latina crowd. Suddenly she's Selena, and she's speaking like a Latina. And then she's in front of a Jamaican crowd and she's dropping man. I can't deal with it. It is way too much Hollywood acting for me. Then she's got the black accent going and, girl, what are you talking about? She's in front of a white crowd. She's speaking like a California Valley girl. I don't trust it. Yeah, I just do not trust somebody that slips that quickly through so many personalities. There was nothing about her upbringing, extraordinarily wealthy. Just she was sworn in Congress as an Indian American. Her mother is Indian. She grew up with an Indian experience and was proud of that until she ran for office for president of the United States. And that is something that I am not comfortable with. I do not accept this narrative that she should be speaking about herself as a Black woman. It's not okay, and I fully reject it.
Whoo, man, Candace Owens over there. Oh my gosh, man. Lord Jamar up on that thing too, over there agreeing with Candace Owens. What? Tell you what, when you're right, okay? But Candace been eating Kamala and Obama ass up for a long time, and I ain't gonna lie, I love to see it. And people, even in the comments, I'm looking at it, people saying, dang, I hate to agree, but I do agree. And shout out to Candace Owens, because she's been a pillar of the truth for a while, and she had to put in a lot of work and do it a lot of arrows in order for her to be in this positive light that she is now. But you see the guy, right, Mark Lamont, the bottom left, it's the bottom left for y'all. He was a... Oh, you get a kick out of that, Piers Morgan. I'm saying, but as Candace was talking and she's spitting that real, just keeping it honest, he just over there. And I just kept asking myself, what did she say that? What did she say that was wrong? You don't have a problem with somebody walking in this room and they're a different person, and they're walking this room and they're a different person, and then they're asking you to vote for them so they can, run the country in which you live in? Oh my God. Wouldn't. These liberals out here are just horrible. Okay. Oh man, let's read some of these comments real quick. She has a long way to go. In my book, she has shown she had no problem throwing black people under the bus when she was with Turning Point and Daily Wire. Totally disagree. I think that y'all just don't like the fact that she doesn't put it in a way that you want to digest it. She's not going to sit there and go, oh, you know what? You know, you probably, she's going to tell you, no, look, you need to go do some research. And people don't like that. That's really what it boils down to. And honestly, I ain't got time. I understand that people are different and people, you know, you got to make sure you know, treat people respectfully. No, I get it. But at a certain point, it just becomes, I'm not going to keep shape shifting like Kamala Harris in order to please you. That's the problem, right? I just picked. Kamala Harris is willing to shapeshift in order to get you to vote. And the reason why people don't like Trump is because he's not willing to change. He's like, look, man, I'm me. Okay, you can like me, you can not like me, but I'm me. Okay, Kamala's like, I'm whatever you want me to be. Okay, that's Kamala. Now, do you want to see a black liberal meltdown? Okay, this is what you're about to see. Yeah, I watched this, and Candace, she chewed Mark up. He thought he sprayed some, I'm reading the comment, Mark thought he sprayed some by claiming black people switch accents when they got around different ethnic groups, and this is what we call code switching. Look at his face when Candace all over his book. Explanation.
They're codes, and black people code switch from place to place. Wait till you hear me talk to my accountant later. Wait till you hear me talk to my agent later. Like, yo, why'd you put me on Pierce? Just kidding. Wait till I talk to the people at the local soul food spot. They all gonna be different. Wait till I say peace to the gods and earths in New York. It's gonna be a different conversation. Black people talk differently. When someone says that's my aunt, they're not lying because they don't have shared blood. Black people call people auntie. That's fictive kinship. That is blackness. Going to Howard is a black experience. Pledging AKA is a black experience. And lastly, Jamar, for somebody who is a 5% who believes that, and I respect your belief, but to believe that the black man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the father of the civilization, the God of the universe, who came from North America by himself from Saudi Arabia. You believe that person is black, but somebody who went to Howard ain't? Come on, bruh.
Okay, I'm going to leave the final word to Candace before we have to end. Candace, what's going to happen on November the 5th?
Well, since
under 3
code
weeks away.
switching is normal, since code switching is normal in the black community, Piers, I'm going to speak to you like this because this would be totally normal if I put on a UK accent. And it's been lovely
I know where you get that from because you're married to a Brit.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, and I can't wait to run.
Oh my God. I love Candace Owens, man. I do, man. You know what I mean? I wish, you know, just a different world, another conversation. Anyhow. But man, that was perfect. Like, yo, now I'll be honest. Mark, he has a slight truth to that, right? You know, you walk into certain rooms, you know, like for instance, when my people from Detroit come, I always, yo, what up though? Cause that's what they say, you know, it's what up. I'm not changing, you know, my accent though. I'm changing a phrase maybe. You know, if I go to New York, I may hear people say mad a lot. Oh man, that's mad this or that's mad that or my mans, right? If I'm in New York, if I'm there for a period of time, sure, I may go, yeah, my mans. If I'm talking to people who constantly saying my mans. But no, I'm not like walking around making it like this thing, like, oh yeah, you know, I gotta make sure I'm in New York. Everybody gotta know one. I'm not consciously doing that. And that's what Kamala Harris is doing. She's just walking into these people's places and going, okay, they talking like this, let me talk like this. It's like, nah, man. But yeah, I would say there's some truth to it. But the way he tried to bend it, no, he tried to make it seem like it's just common. We walk to this person and all of a sudden our speech and dialect is different. We walk to this person and all of a sudden our speech and dialect is different. No, I hate people who do that. I don't like people, I'm ranting right now. This ain't got nothing to do with it. But I don't like people who use their telephone operator voice when they interacting in different rooms. Me personally, I do know that there's a certain side of you that you need to display. For instance, I'm on YouTube, right? This is probably my more, you know, host kind of vibe. If I'm hosting a party kind of vibe, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm not always super chill. I'm not always It's me though, you know what I'm saying? This is a version of who I am, not a altered version of who, not like a fake version of me in order to get you guys to like me. And that's what's going on with Kamala Harris, okay? Like we just saying we don't want no fakeness. Anyhow, I just went completely off the rockers. It made me think about that woman. I can't even remember that woman's name. Is it Rachel something? She played like she was black forever. Anyhow, now I want y'all to see this meltdown real quick. Just this one part right here.
Okay,
Again,
that's a fair point. She's not unqualified.
She's qualified.
Okay.
You just might think she's going to make the wrong choices. My next point that she's not black. The next point that she's not. Let me talk about her blackness.
Marco, jump in. We're running out of time. Candace has to go.
Is the biggest point.
Okay, go on, make your big point quickly.
Let's talk about her blackness, please. Talk about the black experience.
Real quick. Two quick points.
Quick, Mark, quick, because Candace has to go.
Somebody needs to hit a reset button because my man's just crashed out. I used my man's on purpose because we was talking about my man's over there. He needs to hit that reset button because he just crashed out in real time. Bing.